A very good morning to all of you. This is the lecture of robotic process automation. The subject that we will study the whole semester is robotic process automation. And in this robotic process automation, first of all, I want to tell you what is robotic process automation. Actually, this is the subject that comes under a mechanical engineering department, but where the automation is to be associated with the robotics that comes in the computer science and engineering department subject, right? So what is robotic process automation? You simply say that RPA, robotic process automation, we can see that it is the use of software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities. You can say that artificial software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to handle high volume repeated tasks that previously required humans to perform. Okay, this is what we can say that you can say that the definition of the robotic process automation, or in simple words you can say that RPA is the technology that allows the automation of tasks in exactly the way a human does. You can say that this be the definition of your RPA, that is robotic process automation. Before going or before proceeding, first of all, I am going to tell you that for today's our agenda is, first of all, we will cover all the basics of RPA, robotic process automation. What are the benefits of robotic process automation? And next we will discuss robots versus automation. Okay, what robot will do and what we can do with the help of automation. Next, we will discuss the process that can be automated. Many of the processes are those that cannot be automated and some are those that can be automated. It is not mandatory in all the cases that everything will be with the you can automate everything. Okay, and finally we will discuss the types of bots. Next, and the robotic process automation. As we have already discussed, the robotic process automation means software program that mimics human actions. I have already discussed this thing. You can say that the repeated task, or that task that is previously the human does, or you can say that to perform by the human, by introducing a software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to handle high volume and repeated tasks. Okay, so this is the definition of your RPA. That means software program. I have already told you, like software program with artificial intelligence and with machine learning capabilities, and what we are going to be handle high volume and repeated tasks. Okay, I think that is to be understood by everyone. So in simple words, you can say that RPA involves the use of software that mimics human action with interacting with application in a computer and accomplishing rule-based tasks. You can say that software robots also perform complex calculations and decision making on the basis of the data and predefined rules. This is what the RPA is. Next, you can say that RPA platform allows the program called robots to interact with any application in a same way a human would do. Hence, automating rule-based works by recording those steps for later playback. Okay, this is what all about that we have already discussed. An important point that distinguishes RPA from traditional automata, or you can say that automation, is that the software robot is trained using steps that are illustrative rather than using instruction based on code. Okay, a person with little programming experience can be trained on these platforms to automate simple to complex process. This is all about the robotic process automation. Again, I am telling you in simple words, you can say that RPA is the use of software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to handle high volume, repeated tasks that previously required human to perform. Or you can say that it is the technology that allows the automation of the task is exactly the same way a human does. Okay, this is all about the introduction of your robotic process automation. Next, we are going to discuss the benefits of RPA. If we are talking about the benefits of RPA, first of all, we will see that this particular technique or the technology that is to be widely accepted across the industries or across the world. Following industries can benefit a lot from RPAs. These are the following industries that are taking benefit from the RPAs, like our BPO, business process outsourcing, insurance sector, financial sector, utility companies, and healthcare. This is not all about. We can the accounting of these industries or the corporate words can be increases day by day. In everything, automation is to be inculcated or introduced. These all are about the benefits of the RPA. Again, I am telling you, for example, if you are saying that, sir, what is the benefits, for example, in terms of the quality, in terms of the accuracy, we will discuss all these things. First one is high quality service and greater accuracy. Next one is improved analytics, reduced cost, increased speed, greater compliance, agility, comprehensive insights, versatility, simplicity, scalability, time saving, better customer service, and increased employee satisfaction. Okay, we will discuss all of these benefits. These all are the benefits that is to be introduced into the industry, benefits of RPA that have already taken the advantages in the industries. Okay, for example, high quality services and greater accuracy. If you are talking about the services, means RPA offer improved services to process that have a high probability of human error. Listen again, we are talking about the high quality services. We have already discussed that whatsoever the human does, now that process is to be automated with the help of robot. When human perform a task, definitely there will be some errors. There's definitely, you can say that, probability of human errors. Now we are talking about the higher quality services. RPA offer improved services to process that have a high probability of human error, thereby increasing accuracy. Okay, next is improved analytics. If you are talking about the analytical improvement, you can say that having access to error-free, accurate data from various sources would improve the quality of analytics in the process. This is about the improved analytics. Okay, next is reduced cost. You can say that cost effective. Cost effective means it has been estimated that using robots cuts operational cost by as much as 25 to you can say that 50%. Okay, this is about the reduced cost, something like same way as that of the increasing speed, greater compliance, versatility. Talking about the versatility means RPA is applicable across industries and has the ability to perform a wide range of tasks. Any process is the rule based and can be defined and is repeatable, makes an ideal automation candidate. Again, we are talking about the versatility, means RPA is applicable across industries that we have already discussed, that these are many of the industries are taking the benefit of this RPA. Now I am saying that RPA is applicable across industries and has the ability to perform a wide range of tasks. For example, you can say that any process is the rule based and can be defined and is repeatable, makes an ideal automation candidate. Okay, like that, these all are the benefits of RPA. Next is robot versus automation. Robot versus automation. Again, I am telling you, we have already discussed robotic process automation, discussing robotic process automation. Now, if you are seeing that these terms, robotic process automation, will constitute, you can say that, component of that RPA's. First one is robot itself and second one is automation. What is robot? It is the process of designing, creating and using robots to perform a certain task. This is robot. But what about the automation? You can say that it is a process. What of using physical machines, you can say that automation use the robots. That's why you can say that robotic process automation. We have already discussed what is robot. Process of designing, creating and using robot to perform a specific task. But what is automation? Now it is the process of using physical machines, computer software and other technologies to perform tasks that are usually done by humans. This is the automation. There are overlaps between these two areas, but they are not the same. Physical robot may be used in automation, but many robots are not used for automations. Okay. Next is examples that illustrates the differentiation between the automation and robotics. For example, when a customer writes to a bank sports team, a chatbot replies, request additional information and ask the customer to leave feedback at the end of the conversation. This is the automation with no robotics involved. We have already discussed in previous slide now that what is robot, what is automation, and what is to be done by the robot and what is to be done by the automation. We have already discussed everything is not to be automated. In the same way, for example, here we have discussed an example of a bank support team. A customer simply that can that is known as the chatbot replies. Okay, so this particular in this example you can say that the automation with no robotics is involved. Next is a robot put together a car on an assembly line in a car factory. This is an example of automation that uses robotics. So now it is to be clear to all of you that what is robot and what is automation, what is robotics and what is robotic automation. Next is a company provide robot pets for elders who are lonely and have low budgets. This is robotic without automation. These are the three examples in this particular slides, and you can clearly distinguish that in which example you can use the robots and in which example you can use the robotics or the automation. Next is what process can be automated. The process can be automated first of all. This you keep in mind that it is not mandatory that anything can be automated. First of all, any of the tasks if you are going to automate, first of all you will see whether the task is to be automated or not. You are going to start to automate a particular process, but at the end the requirements are such kinds of requirements are there, such kinds of you can say that problems are there. At the end you cannot create or you cannot automate that process. So first of all you should know what process can be automated or what process cannot be automated. There are a few aspects that have to be taken into consideration for choosing automation candidates. The following process should be automated. For example, you are having the repeated task. You are having the repetitive steps, time consuming steps, high risk tasks, tasks with a low quality yields, and task involves multiple people and multiple steps and everything else. Okay. What process can be automated? In order to automate something, it needs to have the following characteristics: well-defined and rule-based steps. I have already told you about the rule-based. You will implement the things corresponding to the business rules or corresponding to the rules that you have been already decided to implementation for a particular task. Okay, now well-defined and rule-based step. Second one is logical. Third one is an input to the task that can be diverted to the software system. Next is input can be deciphered by software system with available techniques. The output system is accessible. And last one is benefits are more than the cost. We have already discussed cost effective. Okay, so this one is the cost effective. So the benefits are more than cost. Finally, types of bots. RPA bot can work in both attended and unattended mode. Listen one thing. What is I have already told you the types of bots. No, we have not discussed this one. Types of bot. Types of bot means we have already discussed like chatbot. in previous example, with the help of chat box, you are you start your conversation with the bank's official or the agents. In that thing, no robotic automation was involved. In the same way, that for example, you are saying that chat box. What is that? That means the process which is to be automated. The process has already been automated to fulfill your requirements. Now, types of bot. Types of bot means we can say that the bots are of two types. First one is attended bots and second one is unattended bots. If we are talking about the attended bots, means that bot where the human interaction is to be necessary, and unattended bots are those bots where the human intervention is not mandatory or is not required. You can say that. We will discuss this one. RPA bot can work in both attended and unattended modes. First one, attended bots. These are those bots that are useful when the entire end-to-end process cannot be automated. Where the entire end-to-end process cannot be automated, you can say that that will be the attended bots, or attended bots are useful in that particular scenario. RPA bot can work alongside humans to deliver attended automation. In such cases, the actions of RPA bots can still be triggered by a system level events that can give and take data to and from human workers. This is all about the attended bots, or in layman language or in simple words, you can say that attended bots are those bots where the human interventions are required. Unattended bots, that is independent of the human interaction. You can say that that is totally independent of the human interactions or interventions. Unattended bots execute tasks and interact with applications independent of human involvement. I have already told you. Unattended bots can be triggered by event and they can be scheduled. Okay. So now you know it that what are the RPA, what are the benefits of RPA, okay, what process can be automated, and what are the types of bots, attended as well as unattended bots. Okay, we have already discussed the types, what is attended, what is unattended. Now here we can mixed mode, you can say that a type of bot that is of mixed mode. For example, RPA bot can work in both attended as well as the unattended modes. In that case, you can say that we are talking about the mixed mode. In that, what is mixed mode? Means in some process human intervention will be required, but in another part human intervention will not be required. For example, a call center agent can get help from an attended RPA bot in near real time during a live customer call. Listen again. A call center agent can get help from an attended RPA bot in near real time during a live customer call. For example, the attended bot can find customer data from one application and automatically type into the another application. Okay, means attended bot can find customer data from one application and automatically type it into the another application. That is what the attended bot is, where the human interactions or human involvement is required. This way, the call center agents spend less time switching between application and can focus on high value tasks such as solving the customer's problem. In this particular example or in this particular scenario, you saw that attended bot and unattended bot. Attended bot are those bot where the you can say that call center agents interaction is involved. Unattended bot, you can say that where simply the data is to be copied from one application to the another application. So you can say that you can schedule that particular process. At that particular moment of time, if that something is required, the bot will start their own work. This is the types of bot. Okay, unattended bots typically perform batch operations. You can say that this is the difference between the attended and non-attended. You can say that unattended bots. Unattended bots typically perform batch operation that do not require user intervention. We have already discussed in unattended bots, user intervention will not be required. The same thing that is written over here. For example, a batch of new client information is received in a spreadsheet and needs to be entered into the multiple applications. Now, attended and unattended RPA bots are not mutually exclusive. They both play an important role in RPA development. These are the references we have discussed. Whatever we have discussed, you can find the material in direct or indirect way from these textbooks as well as the reference books, or you can follow the academy.uipath.com, because we are studying this RPA with UiPath. You can say that the UiPath Studio tool we will use to process or to create or to automate our task. Okay, so this is all about the references. At last, I am again telling you that in this particular lecture we have discussed what is RPA, robotic process automation, what are the benefits of RPA. Next thing is what there are various industries that are taking the benefits from the RPA. Next one is the process that can be automated or the process that cannot be automated, or you can say that what process can be automated. And next we have studied types of bots. What are the types of bots? There are the two types of bots: attended bots and unattended bots. We have also discussed up to some extent the differences between them also. Okay, these are the reference section. In these textbooks of reference books you can refer, or this is the online URL, online material. It will be available in this particular URL. You can go and read the content of this particular thing that we have discussed in this particular lecture. Thank you so much.